Hi, it's Barbara, the Time Tamer. I am your time management strategist or your stress management practitioner. And today I wanted to share with you a tip. It's the one tool that can help you get organized. It's a stationary item that can help you get organized. It's not a manila folder. It's not a stapler. It's not a paper clip. It is this amazing thing. Okay. Oh my God, how? Well, everybody creates to-do lists and task lists. So I'm going to show you a strategy that was taught to me by some amazing business owners that I still apply. Yes, I'm a digital person. I absolutely love using digital tools, but I still use this. This is my backup. I still take this with me everywhere and use it all the time. Now, I love using these little ones. This is, what size is this? A5. It's an A5 size, like a Spirex notebook. And I like the Spirex because it's really easy to fold backwards like this. If you've got to quickly jot something down while you're holding it, you can easily rip out a piece of paper if you need to give somebody a note or give them a phone number or some information. So this is, and it's a perfect size for sticking in your handbag. So that's the one that I recommend. So when I worked with a business manager, a business owner, and I was like his PA years and years ago, this was a methodology that he taught me in terms of using these books. And what he would do with these books, he'd typically have one for each client, but one of the strategies that he had was to, as you can see here, is to fold the pages over when the information was no longer useful. So if you were archiving the information, so to speak, you'd fold from bottom to top or from top to bottom. Now what this means is that if you need to quickly, which I often still do, quickly flip through to the pages that are still current, active and relevant, that you still need to action, then you can do so just by flipping through the folded pieces of paper. But it also means that if you need to go back to something, that you can unfold the piece of paper. There we go, you can unfold it. So if you need to go back to a phone number or a piece of information, and once you get into the habit of doing this, you know which way to fold it, so you still get a bit of a sneak preview of what's under that piece of paper. But most of the time you don't need to go back to it. Now here's the other tip in terms of writing your to-do list. I now use a paper methodology, a digital methodology. But if you still use paper and you're still very much a list writing person, then this would help. And I tell you what, I still write down the 5 things or the 3 things that I must achieve today just to get them out of my head and stay laser focused. So this kind of still applies. But here's a strategy that you can use to manage your to-do list if you are still very much a paper person. So here's what you do. Typically, for most of us, we have 2 lives. We have a personal life and we have our working life. Whether you work for somebody else, you have your own business, we still have our working lives. So I fold the piece of paper in half to create a column. I don't have to draw a line down. I just fold the paper in half to create the column, and on one side it's going to be work and the other side it's going to be home. And I actually open it up into, I've pre-drawn this one up, but I put it into, there's 2 blank pages there, so that's what I open up to. And so once I've divided the columns with my fold here, just folding it in half, I have I'm trying to do this backwards, home, work. You can see there's actually 3 areas, normally 3 areas that we work from. So we either need to make phone calls, we need to respond to some emails, send some emails, or do something with the email, or we've got some general things to do, like some shopping that we need to do, something we need to find, some research we need to do, something that's actionable. So for me, I would break it down into 3 areas: who I need to phone, who I need to email, and the things that I need to do. So you can see here I've just done very bad handwriting. I was scrolling it very fast so that I can't get this right. There we go. Can you see that there? So I've broken it down. Here's my to-do list. And you can see, look, I put a shopping list down the bottom because the light's reflecting off the paper. So there you go.
for my work, I'm putting in an application and I'm sending a newsletter to a colleague. For home, I might need to buy a new toilet bag and get another key cut for mum. And there's my shopping list. For work, I need some paper clips, and for home, I need some milk. So these are some things to do, because there's nothing worse than when you're going out shopping and you come back in the office and go, oh, what was that? I should have got some milk for home. I need some milk, or paper clips, or vice versa. So you kind of create a list that addresses two things. And then the same thing applies for your phone and your email. So let's say, for example, when I'm at work, these are the emails, top 5 emails I need to send. When I'm at home and I'm sitting in front of my computer, I must remember to send off that email to my best friend, my mother, whoever. And so this is what I've done. So you can see there's my headings up the top, work and home. And then down the bottom, I've got a list of the emails. So what have I got? Send a client invoice, mum party photos, just to give you some examples. And here's the phone calls. Here's the phone calls I need to make for work, and here's the phone calls I need to make for home. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll use my hands free when I'm in the car, or let's say, for example, I'm out the front of the school waiting to pick up the kids, and I'm way early and I've got 10-15 minutes to spare, and I can make some quick calls. I can make some quick phone calls. So having this handy means that I can quickly pull this out and go, okay, I've got some time that I can do anything in, and what phone calls can I make? If I was in the car, I might ring that person as I'm leaving and talking on my hands-free to catch up on the call. Maybe it's to touch base with a client, just a checking in, just a reminder, just a follow-up phone call. The key with this to be really effective and productive and on the go is with those phone calls is making sure you write down the phone number. You don't want to be having to look it up. So you want to make sure you always write down that phone number there so you've got really easy access. And then once I go through this list, once I start to cross things off, then I just start another. I just open it up and retransfer some of those things across. I've also seen people use this methodology if they've got a really big list, is to highlight things with a highlighter that are the must do's. And it's really satisfying to be able to cross those things off once you've done them. Once again, once I've finished this list, then I will just fold it in half like that so that it's archived and I can move on to the next pages in my notebook. And I can always come back to that task list if I feel that I need to revisit it for whatever reason, or I've forgotten to transfer something across. So I hope you found that really useful. What a magical tool this piece of stationery is, and what a lifesaver it can be. I hope you find that useful. I'd love to hear your feedback. Share with me what you do with your notebooks and how you use them more effectively. If you would like to graduate from paper into a more digital space, have a chat to me about how you can actually transform this into a digital space using Evernote. If you've ever downloaded it and don't know what to do with it, don't worry. I'll show you some techniques and strategies to capture everything. It will revolutionize your life if you can take it on board. So if you want to have a chat to me about Evernote, make sure you drop me an email. I hope you got great value from that, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.